The Battle of Orewin Bridge was fought between English and Welsh armies on the 11th of December 1282 near Builth Wells in mid-Wales. It was a decisive defeat for the Welsh because their leader, Llywelyn ap Gruffudd, was killed, and this effectively ended the independence of Wales. Background of the war: Llywelyn had already fought a war against Edward I of England in 1277. Edward had organised a large full-time army with which he overran all North Wales as far west as the Conwy River, and a fleet with which he captured Anglesey, depriving the Welsh of much of their grain. Llywelyn was forced to come to humiliating terms, and ceded large areas of Wales to England. Over the 5 years which followed, there was continued tension between Llywelyn and Edward over various lawsuits, and increasing unrest between the Welsh people and their English administrators in the newly transferred areas. The revolt was actually begun in 1282 by Llywelyn's treacherous brother Dyfed, who had sided with Edward 5 years earlier but now captured Harden Castle and slaughtered its garrison. This was followed by uprisings in many parts of Wales, and Llywelyn declared war on Edward on behalf of all Welsh. Campaign up to December. Edward repeated his tactics of the previous war, laboriously occupying North Wales as far as the Vale of Conwy and occupying Anglesey, while sending armies into southern and central Wales to overawe or subdue Llywelyn's allies and potential supporters. At the Battle of Llandeilo Fawr, the English army attacking South Wales was ambushed and destroyed by the southern Welsh. On the 6th of November, Edward's lieutenant in Anglesey, Luke de Taney, launched a premature attack across a bridge of boats which spanned the Menai Strait. His force was ambushed, cut off and slaughtered at the Battle of Molwydon. These unexpected reverses undoubtedly set Edward back several months. He was forced to pause to raise fresh armies and supplies. Llywelyn took advantage of the respite by making an expedition into mid-Wales, to inspire and rally support. This was the territory nominally ruled by marcher lords, who enjoyed considerable independence from Edward. Some were wavering and prepared to support Llywelyn. However, 3 of them, Roger Lestrange, John Gifford and Edmund Mortimer, were staunch supporters of Edward, and were in the field in mid-Wales with an army consisting mainly of archers from Shropshire and some heavy cavalry, as well as troops donated to them by the Welsh Lord Griffith ap Gwenwynwen, who was an old enemy of Llywelyn. The English are thought to have had an army consisting of around 5,000 infantrymen and 1,300 heavy cavalry. The battle. On the 11th of December, Llywelyn's army occupied a hillside north of the Irfon River near the village of Kilmary, placed to repel any attack from the south across Orewin Bridge. The army is thought to have consisted of a few thousand spearmen and javelinmen from North Wales, with some men-at-arms from Llywelyn's own Tulu, and some local archers from Brecon. Altogether, the army is thought to have added up to around 7,000 infantry and 160 cavalry. Llywelyn himself was not present, having gone to speak with local leaders. A local inhabitant had told the marchers about a ford across the Irfon 2 miles downstream, near its confluence with the River Wye, and they sent most of their archers across it to attack the Welsh in the flank. The Welsh army turned to face them, and the English mounted men-at-arms charged across the now undefended bridge. Meanwhile, the English archers shot into the Welsh spear schiltrons, weakening and disorganizing the troops. The English heavy cavalry then charged the rear of the army. The leaderless and demoralized Welsh were routed. As the Welsh army fled, Llywelyn returned in haste. On the outskirts of the fighting, he was attacked and cut down by an English man-at-arms named Stephen de Frankton, an English centenaire from Ellesmere, Shropshire. Aftermath. Llywelyn's body was not recognised until the next day. His head was cut off, and taken to London to be exhibited. He left only an infant daughter, Gwenllian Anne of Wales. Leadership of the Welsh fell to Dyfed, who led a guerrilla resistance for some months but was soon betrayed, captured and executed as a traitor. Edward was able to formally end the existence of an organised resistance to English rule in the Welsh regions.